But it's so weird because I've been on my computer all morning too. Like, I've been watching other people stream, and I've been watching Netflix, and I was doing Photoshop this morning, and like Adobe Illustrator and stuff, so I have no idea. That's why the only thought was my light, because that's the only thing that I wasn't using this morning and was different from my last stream. Okay, so here's our piece. That one, we can put you to the side temporarily. You were watching the wrong streamer, so your computer finally rebelled against me. Apparently. I actually did find a new streamer though. That's like my new favorite. And I don't know if you'll know, but I kind of like DayZ a lot. I don't play it, but I watch it a lot. And I only, like in the past, I've only watched really Break and Sacriel play it. But I found a new streamer doing it, and he's called The Jam Jar, T-E-H, the. And I've never seen anybody roleplay. What do they stream? Yeah, he was he's a role player streamer. Apparently the server they do for DayZ is the Red Zone, and everybody on there role plays, and like they were dealing with cannibals last night, like other people that were pretending to be cannibals, and then like all this other stuff, and it's kind of cool. And yeah, it actually really made me want to play DayZ, because everything else I've seen for DayZ has been just like the typical big streamers. They're out there trying to kill other people, and that was really like the only thing that I've seen people play. But this was like a whole different take, and it made it seem really interesting. They were really on like the base building kind of stuff too, which I know can be a little bit boring on watching a stream, but the whole, it just felt like Walking Dead to me, and I'm so obsessed. So yeah. Oh, you're missing out if you haven't seen role players. No, I haven't. Okay, I guess. Okay, let's put it this way, Mel. If I get DayZ, you're playing it with me, right? Because it's gonna be basically the 7 Days to Die, except more hardcore. Okay, there's our next one. I have to watch Classy Pax, best role player ever. Can you message me that on Discord so I can remember? There we go. What's the plan? Huh? What do you mean, Adam? Oh, also, Adam, whenever you figure out about if you can do it tomorrow or not, let me know. I'm trying to see, like, who all may go. We will be kinked every 5 minutes by random snipers, but I feel like that is going to happen. Yeah, well this one, so the whole server that he was playing is a role player server, and there's red zones, which are the PvP areas, and the rest is like, it's more like civilization kind of ones. So depending on where you live, depends on like how everybody plays. And it was very interesting. Like, it wasn't, there still is PvP, but it wasn't like the whole time you just run out and just die. And because everybody was role-playing, it was a lot more interesting to watch than just people sniping and stuff, because there isn't really that as much, I guess? I don't know. Okay, might depend a little on what the lawyer and accountant do today. Okay, no worries. And if your friend from Germany is still in town, she can come too. I think it might be good for you to kind of get away from everything. And we can go drink in a tube and go around in the water. You don't really know there was base building in the game? Yeah, I didn't either. Like, I knew there was a little bit, but I don't know. If anybody's played this AZ, please let me know. But I don't know if there's farming in there as well, or if there's anything else. And I don't know, I don't think there's like a skill tree. Okay, here's this one, and then we need to add extra material. I'm actually gonna add quite a bit for this piece. Oh, I didn't realize the whole thing wasn't showing. So this is the leg piece, and typically when I do my leg pieces, I add extra material that I can attach my Velcro to and then layer it on top. So I'll have like Velcro on here, on this part, and then I'll have Velcro on the underside so they can hit together but they overlap, and then you have a seamless kind of look to things. No, her flight out was this morning. Ah, okay. You know very little, to be honest. We must find out now. We must find out. Because I'm sure if we go to that, we can get terrible on there too. Okay, let's add... We're gonna add like 4 squares. Don't think we'll have enough foam though, but we'll see, we'll see. Okay, so here's a lot of pieces, so let's go ahead and cut them out, and yeah. We'll do the smaller ones first. And the plan for the next stream, like ideally I want to have, by the end of today, just about everything cut out of EVA foam that I have like drawn for. And then by next stream, I want to be sanding the foam and like gluing things together. So that's the plan. Okay, and we're gonna save this little bit of tracing paper. Does the stream seem to be a little better now? Hopefully. Seems okay, but your attention is a little divided at the moment. No worries. Okay. one more badge, which doesn't really affect most of y'all. I think most of y'all have the farthest badge that you can get. But for some reason beforehand they didn't have it where you had a 9-month badge. It went from, I think it went from 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and then it was 12 months, and they added in a 9-month one. So the badges all shifted upward. So, and then a bronze color badge is now added in place. So if you're in for 3 months, you now have a bronze one rather than a silver one. So it's not too much of a change. But yeah, and I can't do any more badges until, or if I become a partner with Twitch, which won't happen for a very long time. But one day we'll get more badges. But as of right now, the red heart is the top badge for the channel. It's like forever, you need 1 day badge that is boom color. Well, the white one, if you see Ches actually has a badge. That one is the one, the 1 month to 3 months? Or 1, 2? Ches should get the poop color badge. Oh, poor little Ches. He is Das Poop Machine though. And I'm hoping in the future we'll be able to get an actual emote for him. But he's a little bit difficult to make an emote out of. Cause he's just a literal fluff ball. So yeah. We attempted. It didn't look good. And I've attempted on my own too, and it he's just hard to capture. Like even in real life, you can't tell what he is besides fluff. Okay, that I'm gonna use the water bottle temporarily to hold it. He makes his own poop match. Yes. He's not so grumpy at the new place now. I moved into his actual kind of home, like location, and he's calmed down now, which is good. Where beforehand he was such a grump. And if you are just now coming back to the stream from our little issue earlier, or you're just joining us right now, we are currently working on the boot covers for my Atlantic All-Stars Mercy cosplay from Overwatch. And these are the basic leg pieces that are gonna go all around the leg. And then on top of that, we'll build all of our detail pieces. So. Let's see, one of the other things I did this weekend was, I attempted to play Fallout on Saturday, but I don't know if because of the move and all of that, or I don't know, but, Fallout either got deleted off of my computer or it had a really stupidly long update, and it took 3.5 hours, so, yeah. And I was gonna play with Terrible, but it just obviously did not work out whatsoever. So thank you to Just Great for, we ended up just talking for a couple hours. And he helped me decide on some new prints, yay! And one of them, part of the image I put on Instagram today for Wicked Lady. So let me know what y'all think. And then, I may have a second one coming for her. And then of course I need to do one for Ruler. So, still figuring out some of them. Okay. Let's do it over here. Set it up here. Sounds like something Fallout would do. Oh, I know. It was like a total, after that happened, I was like, well, that's a typical Fallout thing. The one time I want to go back and play Fallout and it says, no, there's no fun allowed here. But it should be, I should be able to play it now, hopefully. Unless they have like another update again. Sit. Let's see, I can put this back on now so I can read chat better. Okay, it's muted. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to go back and delete that last little stream since it was a little bleh. It was a bad start to our stream, unfortunately, with all the computer problems. And my plexiglass for my wing extensions should be coming in on Thursday, so I'm really excited. I've got all of my test pieces done, so once the plexiglass comes in, I can check and make sure that it actually fits before printing the whole entire bone structure of the wings. And then the, I'm using some other little joint connector thingies, like some pins. And those, I think, come in either today or tomorrow or something like that. So I can check also the tolerance to make sure it fully fits in my printed piece. And when I say printed piece, so the bone structure is going to be the exact same on how I did Pink Mercy, where it's like pieces that puzzle piece together and come on and off with carbon fiber tubes. And because of the wing extensions, I have to have some extra little support things to hold it in place. And so I just printed like a tiny little section of the wings like that, which has like the tolerance for the plexiglass to go in, as well as the pin. And so I can check all the fittings and make sure it's all wonderful, hopefully. And I did a little, I laid it down, the wings with the extensions on it, with my template. And I'm going to be 6 feet across again with these wings if they work out. So I think we may be doing the larger than life category for TwitchCon. I hadn't fully made up my mind. There's 4 categories. One is obviously the larger than life one. There's sewing, there's armor, FX, sewing, armor, FX, and larger than life. So those 4 categories, and I know for sure I'm not doing sewing because, I mean, I sewed the leather, but I'm not doing like embroidery really, and I'm not doing this huge sewing project. And armor-wise, there's some armor, but I don't really consider Mercy with the skin as an armor one. And then with the FX, I'm using little fairy lights. And the wings, yeah, they'll move, but it's not... To me, FX is really about like the makeup, about the lots of lights, lots of moving things, and this and that, and gadgets, and it's like... And so larger than life, if the wings aren't going to be really huge, then I might change categories, but I think right now that's what it's going to go into. Hopefully it won't be too heavy though, but the plexiglass is really super thin, and I'm more concerned of the plexiglass breaking and being flimsy because of how thin it is, rather than the wings weighing too much. But one change from this build compared to the moving wings of Combat Medic Ziegler when I made them is the wings could only be on if the battery was on, because they were controlled by remote control and RC parts and stuff like that. And so they wouldn't actually lock in place unless it was on, and that like killed the battery and also put a lot of weight on it. So with this build, I have pins to actually lock it in place so they don't have to be turned on to function. Yay! Okay, these 2 are done. And we have 2 more pieces to cut. I think we have enough. We only have like a little piece left. Improving on my design? Oh yeah, definitely. Each Mercy, I think gets better and better with everything. Just with my skills of making, this will be my 4th Mercy. And with use of materials starting in Warbler and steel is what that one was made out of. For Valkyrie Mercy. For Combat Medic Ziegler, that one was leather and 3D printing, which was stupid heavy. Oh, and like plexiglass, light up wings, blah blah blah. And then with Pink Mercy, learning to actually have it where it's able to disassemble, fit in a suitcase, and fly with it, and that includes the wings and the staff. And then that whole build was EVA foam with understructures being the carbon fiber tubes and the 3D printing of the boning, or the bone structure, and that really helped. So from learning all of those different types of materials for each, and then kind of with this one, I'm like putting all of the stuff that worked together.
Are you scared?
So yeah. You won't cut. There we go. My birthday is on July 10th. Did I change? Oh no, I didn't know. Yeah. So on Wednesday is my birthday, and I'll be 27. Oh, Oh. But you were close. Yours is July 14th. Oh, cool. Yeah, I realized there's a lot of like cosplayers whose birthday is like July, which is interesting. Everybody's like starting to post things and stuff, and just, I don't know, just weird coincidence. Yeah, for my birthday, I plan on doing a little fun, like, here's 27 facts about me. Just like little fun, little facts things on social media. Your buddies is actually the 10th, small world. Yeah, my aunt's on the 10th, and then one of my old friends from actually elementary school, he was on the 10th as well. You can't be, or it can't be your birthday. Your birthday was last year. Yup. And I will most likely not be streaming on my birthday. Hey Novi, welcome on. Why are there a lot of people born in July? I don't know. My thought is, like, you've got Halloween and Thanksgiving, and I guess a lot of parents had fun during those months-ish. What am I gonna do for my birthday? I'm gonna hopefully go to Slitterbond, and then probably just go to the dam too and swim, but we'll see. It's it's more fun to tease November babies, cause 9 months before that was Valentine's Day. Oh, yeah, that's a little weird. Like for me, I figured out that it was either my mom's birthday or my dad's birthday, cause they're a few weeks apart, and so it's a little like, okay, I understand, but that's a little weird now. Yeah, you know. I know. Okay, how can we fit this? That's the best way. We all know how babies are made. A stork brings them in. Yes. Yes. They made a whole movie about that. It's called Boss Babies. There you go. You go through the factory and everything, and then they decide who's gonna be a little baby and go out in the world, and who's gonna go into business management and stay young and drink a bottle forever. You didn't see that one? Aw. It's okay. It's not my favorite, but the Boss Baby, I love the voice actor for that. He's the from 30 Rock. He's the boss in that one, and so I just like his voice. I did watch the Smallfoot movie. It was on HBO Go, and it was surprisingly good. I was not expecting much, but it had a lot of adult humor in it that actually made me laugh, and not just like, oh, that's kind of funny. Like, I was actually laughing. You'd like to stay young forever? No. It's like, I like staying young, but then I also don't like everybody thinking I'm still 12. But people will still think that when you're old, I know. When I'm 50, people will finally start thinking that I'm like 21. Okay. There's the last pieces. What? I'll still have to buy more foam though. But at least we got those cut out. Cheers everybody, thanks for watching. Okay, so next what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be making for Legatha, our lovely Legatha here. We're gonna start cutting off the pieces on here, as well as this piece, and start sectioning it off for all of our boot covers. All I need is like a lampshade to sit on top and it'd be perfect. And then everybody that drives by would just be like, I'm the weird house already. I already know it. Hi Neb, welcome on. I'm doing good, thanks for asking. How's your day going? Okay, there's our sections. And we're gonna do tracing paper. We're gonna do it on this one because that's our real one. It's going ready to go home. Oh, is it a hard day at the office today? I know technically I can use the white paper as my pattern, but I like to save a lot of them just in case I have issues. I can reassemble the whole thing. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, put this to the side, and this one is going to be times 4 2mm times 4 4mm. Okay. And that's times 4 is how many pieces we're gonna cut out of that one. So for the 2mm, it's the whole entire thing as the base, and then for the 4mm, it's just gonna be this outer section. Nah, just another day. A lot of rain though. Oh, it's really sunny here. Sorry. So those are those. Now we're getting like we're gonna do. I'm gonna draw on her just a teensy bit more. Yeah. that's a piece which goes to here. Goes to there, it's cut off. And our section is there. Okay. I'm just making sure I know exactly where I'm cutting for all of these. And I think I read things out of order. Probably. Probably. That's why I always had trouble with reading in school. One little fact about me is I was in special reading and writing classes from basically 2nd grade until 8th grade. Right there with me? Yup. Your writing gets better at 2? Oh yeah. I was always good at the art side though, and I was really good at math. But when it came to everything with reading and writing and like taking tests were awful for me because I didn't have test anxiety, I was fine, but then because I was such a slow reader, like I'd start seeing people finish their test and that would stress me out because I'm thinking, oh no, I'm behind. And so I'd start rushing even more. So, here's your piece. Woot! I'm sorry for that. It was a little louder than I thought it would be. Sorry. So yeah, she's got her own little leg tattoo. I have no idea what it says. So, yeah. You do homework assignments last minute and you'd be praised for how good it was. You do it at a normal time and it would be okay. Yeah, for me, for tests, I cannot remember. I'm terrible with names and I am terrible with dates, like history dates and like just remembering things like that. I tend to flip them like dyslexia and everything, and I confuse things. And there's certain words where, obviously, you watch my stream, you know I talk bad. But stuff like that, just I always have problems with. So, and, like people, they'd give me their like stuff to read, handwritten stuff, and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry if you can't read my writing," or "I'm such a bad speller," and I'd read it, and I'm like, "It seems fine to me," because how a lot of people like that were in my classes with me and stuff we all wrote how it sounds and not with the fancy like the I before the E or whatever. I don't, you know. That ends because my family were World War II reenactors, specifically with the Brits. A lot of the stuff was spelled like how I thought they spelled things, and like my dates. I do my dates where it's the 10th of July, not July 10th, for like dates. And so everything got confusing for me. And I always spelled color right though, but aluminum or aluminium, I got confused a lot and things like that. Sounds like you in elementary school, it sucked at tests, did better on papers. I do great on like talking and doing stuff. For like art history, my professors would let me, in college, do spoken exams instead of writing. And I do better than anybody else in the class on telling them, this will mean this about this painting and this and all of these fun little facts. I remember random facts too. Just not like the important ones, but random ones. And I do great on those, but then when it comes to the paper and like actually doing like facts and stuff, terrible at that. Ugh. Like a painting, I can tell you every single thing about this painting, what they intended from this, what it means, and this, and these random facts about it. I can't tell you what year it was painted, and I can't tell you who painted it, but I can tell you everything else about it. It's just something I've always had problems with, so. If it required remembering things, it's sets, and yeah, I'd have to do flashcards and write every single thing down. You had to do well in chemistry, that's understandable. Your parents were. So here's our little plate. And then the thing that we just cut out, it technically sits here, but it pops up from the boot cover. The chemistry between them? That's bad, Mel. That's bad. So when I do my templates, one thing that you don't have to do, but it bugs the crap out of me when I work, is the saran wrap. When it's more than one layer, So the parts that aren't touching the actual like tape, I can't stand having it be loose behind my template. So I end up just cutting it out. It's not, again, something you have to do. It's just something I always do. Flashcards was the bane of your existence. So many flashcards for history and chemistry. Well, it's I did an anatomy class. I had so much fun with it, but then, well, yeah. And my professor, I do awful at the test and everything, but she knew and she loved my drawings and paintings. And so a lot of times for extra credit or just for like to get an A in the class, even though I failed like every single test, I would draw pictures for her and do all of these really cool diagrams for her to teach the class. So she was like teaching everybody my drawings and my sculptures and things. I did it was a 3-dimensional, 2 balls that spin around, and then we have the little bars in between with the little circly things and the DNA strand things. Yeah. And I made like this huge sculpture for her and she loved it and did a bunch of like just assignments off of my things for people. So that's how I pass a lot of my classes. Anatomy was another level when it came to flashcards. Yeah. Okay, so that we're gonna do, I want to tape this just a little bit more. I hope I don't run out of this tape because then I think I don't have any more tape. We'll have to look around for it. Okay. That. So we can cut out, sorry, hiccups. We can cut out this piece now. It's really interesting, now that this is my 4th Mercy cosplay, I really have gotten to know the 4 Mercies that I've cosplayed. And every single element that was on each of them. And I see where they got some of their specific elements from previous designs. So it's kind of cool to see how the developers of Mercy made her from the beginning until now, and how they've kind of added on specific things that people liked about some of the earlier skins, or how they got rid of certain things that people didn't like. That they sneak in hearts into Mercy too, in places. So like you've got this heart here, and then you also have the heart on the staff. Hi Jenny, welcome on. Nice that Mercy skin you oh yeah. I actually ended up buying her. I thought it was so pretty when it came out. So, okay. I don't think I need any of this part. Nope, I do need some of it. So we're just gonna cut off a little bit. But yeah, we're doing the Atlantic All-Stars Mercy from Overwatch. Hopefully for TwitchCon. Hopefully. So they use copy and paste. Not really. None of them are exactly the same, but like this specific piece right here with how they made the boot covers, this is on the, it goes on the very back of the leg here. And for this little strap, this is similar to the Pink Mercy armbands that you had on her. And so that's where this kind of reminds me of that. The hearts, this is actually, if you do this, the Pink Mercy staff, this is actually the same 2 elements there, but they're in completely different areas, as well as, let's see, the the breast area on this one is a very similar feel to Valkyrie Mercy with how they have a different logo. It's a different shape, but it's in a similar location. So yeah. They used to just change colors, but now they make... Yeah, this one's a totally different skin. For the basic ones, they just change the colors, but for these, they're completely different. But some of the... Like, it's just nice to see how they, like, change them enough, but it's a total redesign on them. But it's nice. I guess it's what I mean. I don't know. Okay. That. Hi Jim, welcome on. How are you today? Oh, side note, if you weren't here earlier, the badges have changed. So Jim, your badge is now a different color. The reason being is I now can have one extra badge, and that is for a 9-month badge, where beforehand it was just the 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and a year. And now they added a 9-month for me to do. So with that, all of the badges except for the first one moved up one, and then I added in my bronze one. And this one I had made originally when I made all of my badges, but because they didn't have that extra like badge spot, I didn't use it. So unfortunately, it's a little more brown color now that I'm seeing on this versus like on my screen. But that's just where the little changes. It just reminded me because you're the first one that popped up with the new one, Jim. So your next badge will now be silver. Good, good, just getting up. Oh, nice. Yeah. Well, I hope you slept well. We are working on the boot covers right now. And once we get all of the boot cover elements, should be doing good on time. But if we finish cutting them all out and we still have more time, we'll start working on actually that, which is a whole bunch of different colors of tapes. But my pattern is on there for certain elements as well. So we'll be doing the collar. Am I streaming Friday? I'm not sure. I've been kind of streaming on random days just because of trying to get ready for, or trying to finish this. But most likely I will be. I think right now I am planning, obviously I streamed today. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. And Wednesday is my birthday. So I don't know if I will stream or not. I typically like to isolate myself from everything and just kind of be like a hermit, and like I like to be selfish and just be me and not like attention to everybody else. So I may just go to the river on my own and do some stuff. I'm just kind of weird like that. I don't know. But I may stream on Wednesday, but most likely not. But I'll be streaming, don't write this down, but on a On Thursday and probably on Friday I will stream. How long till my birthday? My birthday's on Wednesday. But yeah. The look on the BF's face was priceless. Yeah. Hi, Jason. I just like to, you know, be here and all, and like, I don't know. I'm allowed to be selfish for one day. I've always just been like that. I'm not big on, like, when I was growing up, I never like having the attention on me when it came to my birthday. I didn't really do birthday parties ever. And, yeah. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I totally lost my train of thought. Ah! You do the same on your birthday. Most of the family does the same too. Yeah. I'm like trying to think what was I saying, and I don't remember. Ah! Awkwardly, I just see like the leg on the ground, and I keep thinking there's like a person laying there because we were just working with Legata. Okay. Cool. So we have all of our pieces cut out now. We're gonna have to make some of these into different shapies. Yeah. We will start with these. Legatha is a person, at least 10% of one. Very true. Very true. Sounds good. You gotta get back to work. But if you don't chat with me till Friday, have a great birthday. But be responsible. Wait. Oh, okay. Thank you, Nev. Have a good day at work. Like twisting words. Like, wait, what does this say? I don't know. Okay. Oops. And all of these are gonna be ×2. No worries. Like, it just from a far glance, like I can read like small sentences, but then when it goes to longer, I'm like, okay, I actually gotta read this one. Oh, no, we don't need to add the extra one because we had the extra one on this one already. Never mind. So with this one, we're gonna make it a little bit different. Okay, so this one we're gonna do, and we need times 2, and we're gonna do this one at 2 millimeters. And so this is basically our whole bottom piece. And it's going to cover all of this bottom shape right here, and this shape here, and then it's also gonna cover this one. Next, we're gonna do one that covers both of these, and this one's gonna be cut out, and then we'll do a last little strip of the top one. So we're gonna layer them. If that makes sense. Hopefully. Maybe. Maybe. There we go. And I think I want to go to the river after I'm done streaming today. I went exploring yesterday and I found a new little place, but it's really shallow. I think the deepest it gets is maybe to the knees in some spots of the river, but it's really nice to walk through. So I'm still trying to find where a watering hole is that's like the closest one to me is like 20-30 minutes away that I really love going to, but I'm trying to find one that's a little bit closer, and this one is like just maybe a few minutes down the road from me, but you can't swim at it. So kind of just exploring right now. Okay, and then there's this piece, which is gonna be times 2, and it's also gonna be 2 millimeters. And then we have this last one. If you're just coming on, we do have a new emote on the channel, so if you're a subscriber, you have the new Tiffany hi emote, which is basically a little chibi Tiffany holding a sign that says hi. Oh. Okay, so there's that piece. This one's gonna be times 2 and then 2 millimeters. So this piece is now done. We're gonna put it over there. And then next we're gonna do this one. This one I'm actually gonna do in 2 pieces because it doesn't lay rounded. It comes off just a tiny bit, so. Is it this one? What is that? Like a little alien. From a distance it looks like a green pile of poo. Like glowing poo with like stuff, I don't know, it looks weird. Whose emote is that one? It's a brain slug? Okay. Okay, so we have this one. I need to make this the same thickness as that. So we're gonna do this, I think, 4 millimeters. The fur is not in here. We'll have to find her in a bit. Okay, so here's this one. This one's gonna be ×4 and then 4mm. Cheers. Okay. And this one is the back piece, which is gonna be, we don't need it for that, but we need it for this. So this is gonna be 2mm. Next is this one. So this one we're gonna have to cut a little bit differently because it goes round. But it also has this, so we're gonna cut this. Maybe it'll lay a little flatter. Thanks again for watching, guys. Yeah, we can lay this flat. Awesome. Okay. Thanks for streaming. Aww. Thanks. Thanks for watching and being lurkers too. I know that we have a lot of people that actually watch my streams afterwards, so thanks for everybody watching it afterwards too. I know with me streaming during the day and no longer in the afternoons that messed with a lot of people being able to watch. But we got new people from this, but we also lost a little bit of other people, which I'm sorry about. Okay, and this one's gonna be a cutout. There. Okay, so that's that piece. This is gonna be ×2, and then this one we're also doing out of 4mm. And then we just have the diamond pieces left. And that is all of our elements, and this is also going to be ×2, 2mm, ×2, 2mm. I don't think we have enough foam. This is what we got. You're 2 also. You're 2 and you're 2. Okay, this is like all our little scrap dudes too. I threw all of my scraps away that were just in a loose bag, so I'm starting up my scrap box again for EVA Foam. But most of those I've had for a very long time, and there wasn't too many like actual big using pieces anymore. So. So whatever pieces we do, we want to cut out both of them, hopefully. So let's do this one. And if you're enjoying the stream and haven't done so already, make sure to press that follow button. You can also set it up where you can get notifications every time I go live. And thanks. Helps us grow the channel. I do gaming streams, but lately I have not, just because we're kind of in a con crunch for just starting a cosplay less than a month before I gotta submit it. So we're a little preoccupied on some stuff. But we will eventually go back to having our weekly gaming streams as well.
Stopping us, fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I've been moving fast. Call me a shooting star. Let 'em know who you are. Flying up in a bar, wish on a star. Time to show who's in charge. Call me a shooting star.
Welcome on. Envy Infer. Can a man do mercy? Of course. But which mercy? That's the question. Alright, there's our piece. Oh, that does remind me. We should be having soon codes for discounts for the Overwatch League store, which is exciting. So I'll let you know once I get all of those situated. we go. My like nail on my thumb is really short right now, so I can't rip anything with it. And it's driving me nuts. Jeez. So does anybody have any plans for the this week? I know it's only Monday, but you know, some people may already have like maybe one of y'all are going to a bar, or you got friends coming over. Is there like esports or a sports match anybody is excited for? Mow the grass, cook food. That's exciting. I love making sushi, like sushi rolls at home. And I'm at my new place. I just moved last week? Last Sunday? Not yesterday, but like a week ago. So I'm still kind of like unpacking things and whatnot. And I got here, got everything, like bought salmon at the store. I thought I had sushi rice. Apparently I only had like a tiny bit. So it's like, okay, I'll just make it the old-fashioned way, you know, in a pan. Or like just not a lot. But then I realized my rice maker And I made some potatoes and some corn one of my friends made. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Anybody else get to blow up anything? Hopefully not themselves. That would be bad. We do not encourage that at all. We'll have to retrim that one. Yeah. You got a lot of your armor done? Oh, that's great. But was it your armor or was it your wife's armor that you were working on?
It's all about humanity.
Who's yours? Let me see if it will do it on my phone or if it has problems. Oh, very nice. That looks great. It works good on the phone. Haha. You've been teaching her foam and she has done everything 100% herself? Nice. Yeah, that's the best thing is to kind of learn, but then once you learn, to just do it all on your own for like a project, and that's like just the best way. Because then you can kind of figure out what works and what doesn't work. And you're doing that for Dragon Con, right? If I remember right? One of my friends was trying to see if I was going to it. Bill, I don't know his last name, but he's really known for his prop making stuff, and he does something with Dragon Con. I think their competition or something. Both builds are for Dragon Con. Now there has been a few pieces of her build. You were on a shop. Oh, okay. Okay. How far, or how long until Dragon Con? I thought it was like, isn't it like really soon though? 52 days. Oh, that's not bad. I was thinking it was a lot sooner for some reason. Yeah, for this one, I have to submit it. I believe I have till the 24th of this month to submit. And it doesn't have to be done, but it has to be enough done that you can see what it is. And they can kind of judge it. Am I talking about Bill Dorian? Let me see. No. Bill Winans. I think. Unless he's a different name somewhere else. I don't know offhand. Nope, not that thing. Go back! Go back! There we go. You know Bill and his wife? Nice! Yeah, I met him and his wife at, he was a guest at Anime Matsuri with me. Really nice guy. I really hope that I'll be able to go to Dragon Con and, like, meet up with him one year. And then, hopefully maybe get invited back to Anime Matsuri with him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, there's our little diamond-y things. We will put those over there. Let's see, we can't cut anything on there. Let's see, what about here? You're all 4mm. We may be able to get this piece. I don't think we can get this one. Nope. You did an Overwatch cosplay together? Nice. Keeping my scraps separate from everything right now. Ah. Yeah, he did a really amazing soldier cosplay. Okay, got that one. You can go over there. His wife's Anna. I'm pretty sure I saw it. I just remember, because I spoke to him like the whole entire weekend, that for people, when I meet other cosplayers in person, I remember them by a specific cosplay. And I only met his wife briefly when we went out to a bar. But I know he showed me a picture. I just, because I didn't talk to her very much, I didn't picture her in cosplay yet. Like, I have some people where this is the McCree person. I don't know his name. He's a friend of mine, but he's McCree in my head. Or like for Bill, he's Soldier. And then let's see. Sledge, I remember his name now, but he is the guy from, I remember him by his Moano cosplay, I think is the character. The one where he's got like all the tattoos on him, and he's got like the little cloth, like, or the leaf belt thingy, and he's got the little hook from the Disney movie. You do that too? Yeah. It's the only way I can remember. There's certain people that I'm like, I know a little bit more now, and so I know their names, but otherwise you're still this in my head. She's the one that made real wings. Oh, I'm Mercy for you. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm typically for people, I'm either Mercy or I'm Ariel. Not Ariel, Ariel from Diablo 3. And it's very rare that people recognize me outside of cosplay. My original Mercy? Okay. So you remember me off of my Valkyrie Mercy? That's interesting. That's interesting. Medic one, okay. Yeah, the medic one I'm definitely a lot more proud of than the Valkyrie one. The Valkyrie one it was good, but it was not great. And that one I was just doing it for fun. I was, whatever. Where you posted all the CAD design prints and skills. Okay, yeah. That one had the moving wings and everything. specifically that cosplay was the main reason. Like, I already had a website, but that one was really one of the main reasons I started with my website and doing, like, I had a little bit of how-to videos, but they didn't come until Ariel. But for my website, like, I had so many people asking me all the time, how did you make this? How do you do this? And I'm so bad with, especially when people message me on, like, social media. It's like, I can't write to you all of this, so just here's my website link. Go there. It's all wrote up. You got detailed instructions, and here's the blueprints and everything. Go there. If you have more questions, then you can message me, but go there. So yeah. No Asuna or Follow Girl. Well, what is the character you remember me as, Mel? Or do you have an association? Before I was famous? Okay. When I was the little people. I don't consider myself famous. But yeah. I think I consider myself more of... Like, I have a lot of followers on Instagram and stuff, but because it was such a fast grow, it's more... I don't think it's really, I don't know what I'm saying. One of us. No, that's my favorite. People that knew me beforehand. Those are my favorite people. Because they know, like, how I was beforehand, how I am now. I hope I'm still the same. I don't know. I try to hide more now, I think, than I did beforehand. I'm still definitely, when there's like a bunch of attention on, like, okay, so my Nuka girl, again, blew up on Reddit or something, and that I had a tons of people new coming on, and I was like, from that I was just like, I'm gonna go hide again. I don't want the attention, go away. Like, I like it, but I'm also like, I don't want it. Before mass exposure of, oh yeah. Yeah. You remember me as the margarita, of course. Okay. That one now is officially retired because, I'll explain why. I can't find any boots right now in the summertime that I need in like a week and everything everywhere I've looked that are good boots are on like pre-order for a few months. So we're using Margarita's boots now, and they're gonna be completely covered in foam and turn blue for this cosplay. With that being said, bye Margarita! And that one I hated wearing the wig anyway. So yeah, it is gone. The staff already broke. I don't want to fix it. Do what I have to do. Oh, I know. This one's definitely, I'm glad I obtained most of my materials before I started the cosplay. Raphael, thank you for the new follow. Love you. And yeah, it really helped me. Everything is also like on Amazon Prime that I'm getting, or is getting a little bit extra money to ship sooner. None of it's been bad though. But yeah. To be honest, you don't know if there's one single cosplay that you remember me by. You like them all? Aw, thanks. But that one was the one that you came in on, right? I think. Okay, we need to get 4mm EVA foam, so give me a second. Also, I'm gonna go look for the cat. So I'm gonna go try to find her. She's probably in a window or begging for water in the bathroom. Back in a second. Boop. Okay, I'm back. And I brought a little kitty friend. Okay, little girl. She was on the windowsill. Thank you. I can't read that. Name for the host. Much love. The bathrooms at the new place have tiny little windows, and she loves laying on them and like sunbathing, and that's her sleepy spot now. Right. Good girl. Okay, you want to sit back here? Back here? You normally sit behind me. What are you doing? That way. There you go. Okay. You've been following me for 2 years? Oh yeah, we had that discussion. I've been streaming... How long have I been streaming then? I don't know. Yeah, that's foam. Okay, so we grabbed our 4mm EVA foam now. Are you gonna inspect it? Are you gonna inspect all of it, mister? Okay, she's probably gonna move to the windowsill. Or sit on top of everything. She does that too. Okay, that's 2mm. We can't cut you out. You're 2, you are 4. Oh, that's the smaller piece. Okay. That's okay. We'll do another one here. March 2017 was when you started following. Nice. She has a thing with my heat gun. I always make sure it's unplugged and she's not around when I'm using it, but she, for some reason, has claimed it as hers, and she always loves rubbing her head on it. So you guess Fuzzy Potato was your favorite cosplay. The years of streaming as a Fuzzy Potato. Those were the days. We need 4 of these. Okay, we will save that. So this one, I'll end up just redrawing it, since originally my plan was we would cut this out, use the whole thing as the 2mm shape, and then when I was done with that, I would cut it and use this as the 4, just to save on paper, but we can't do that this time. We tried. We were not successful. What you doing? Pretty girl. Of course, now there's gonna be cat hair everywhere. Always is. Okay. We may have to trade out our blades too. We'll see. good. Y'all can still see. This is where we'll see if we need to change the blade out. It's kinda okay, but it didn't go through. So yeah, we'll change it out after we cut this. Here we go. Okay, and more blades. Thank you again, Excel, for providing me with the X-Acto blades and X-Acto blade holder. Our next one, let's see, how can we do this one? That one looks good. Maybe, or can we put it, ooh, that's better there. I'm surprised Terrible hasn't stopped by. Unless he's a lurking. Ah, the nice cut of a new blade. Hi, Miley's Pokemon. How are you today? Demon, thank you for the new follow. Much love. I'm doing good, thanks for asking. We are currently working on our Atlantic All-Stars Mercy from Overwatch. And the pieces that we're cutting out are for the boot covers. And these are the cutting out of 4mm EVA foam currently. You're about to dip out and head to the gym. Keep up the great work. Oh, well, thanks for stopping by and have fun working out. Okay, there's those two. And on to the next one. You're doing alright, just flipping through streams? Nice. Thank you for the new follow. Much love, and I believe we're getting close to our 1K followers. So thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it. We may hit it, maybe? I know we're really close, but you know there's always some that like drop at the last minute, so we'll see. I've had a lot of people follow when I was not streaming. Stream until I hit it. Yeah, but the problem is when you hit that, then it's like... it goes down like immediately after. I want it to be like natural. And not stream forever, Mr. Mel. No, we've been close the last few streams. But I know summer, a lot of more people are kind of in and out more often. Oh, tea. These little pieces are a little annoying. What you doing? Oh, her other favorite place to lay right now, Chella's, is on top of my skirt. She has claimed it as her spot. Not like marking her territory or anything. She just goes and lays on it most of the time. What are you doing? She's also lazy because she had wet food today. Her little treat for being good recently. And when I do that, she turns into a turd and like stops being affectionate. Like she still is, but she's more of like, I'm good with you, I'll go away. How long have I been working on this current piece? This cosplay, today is my 8th day working on it. Yeah, if you're interested in some of my other cosplays I've made, this one's my 4th Mercy, and you can find them on any of my social medias. They're all at Tiffany Gordon Cosplay, specifically Instagram, that's my main one, or my website at www.tiffanygordoncosplay.com. And I have behind the scenes tips videos on how I made things. I have blueprints available for this exact cosplay. But the plan is for this one to, sorry, 2 seconds. Ah, there we go. The wings, we're doing the extensions on them. We're also gonna have them open and close, so they're gonna move from like this to this. And then we're using EVA foam, 3D printed elements, lights, fairy lights. We're also doing 3D printed pieces using ABS material. We're also using a forget what the other one is. It's a new one that I just got that's blue. And it's like a clear blue, more like a resin kind of one. We're also going to be hopefully making the staff in time, and all of this has to disassemble and fit in a suitcase. Obviously we're using EVA foam, and you can kind of see right there. Those are actually parts of the skirt that we worked on the last few streams, which are all leather that we used. Veg tan leather and black leather hide that has been sewn. We've also done airbrush painting to it. So yeah. I'm a mixed medium kind of girl when it comes to my cosplays. You'll be sure to check out Stacking Up on tutorials at the moment, trying to figure out for your first costume or your first costume. Okay, awesome. Yeah, well, feel free to check it out. I do, for specific props and stuff, I do like how I made the shoes for this cosplay, how I made the skirt or the hair, and I separate it, and that's the best place to go for that will be on my website, and then I'm eventually going to make them where they're all going to be on Patreon as an early access for Patreon only, and then after like a month or so, then it'll be released to the public. So that's where it's starting to go at this point. And thank you for the new follow. What's up? Okay, so here's our 4 pieces now. And because Because I hate all of this, we're gonna just go. Boop, boop, boop. Ah. These are all two. Okay, so these last two pieces are 4mm. I do have another sheet of 4. Well, actually, I have a lot more sheets of 4mm. So yeah. Got a little less than 3 months to figure out, so we'll see how it goes. Nice. What are you working on? I make cosplay super fast. I do. Like, even before I had this as, like, my full-time kind of thing, I made cosplays fast. We have until the, I think, the 24th to submit this of this month. But it doesn't have to be finished. And then TwitchCon, hopefully, if we get into the cosplay competition, then we'll be having this for TwitchCon. If not, then I will be debuting it at Wichita Falls Comic Expo, which will be, I think, like 2 weeks after that. So yeah. Am I familiar with the League of Legends characters? A lot of them. I've done Kata Ari from League of Legends, and I have a whole tutorial on the tail and blueprint and stuff for that. I used to play it many years ago, but I have not played it in a long time. Okay, nice. Which, I'm like, I know 2 of the names, but I don't remember that name offhand. Let me look it up. Very nice. So your own little, like, twist on it then. Yeah, for me, when I played League of Legends, that was sophomore year in college? Maybe junior year in college, so like 6 years ago is when I used to play it. And I was really big into the competitiveness, and I used to watch all the league and stuff. The teams. Might have been easier to with a design that already exists for your first one. Hey, just looking up Kata and then that, there are some interesting ones. So you at least have some good, like, fan art of what it could be. It'll be a nice character though. Hi Optimist, welcome on. I'm doing great. How about yourself? Oh, this one's gonna be a pain to cut. I need to do a zombie version of a costume. Zombie Mercy. That would be very interesting. I have not done any type of zombie thing. with how obsessed I am with zombies and stuff, it's kind of surprising. I mean, I'm kind of doing like... I mean, Malthael, I know he's not, but he's kind of like the Grim Reaper, so I'm kind of going in that realm-ish. Okay, here's our piece. So we need to cut 3 more of it. You're great too, thanks. Awesome. Oh, and we have a new emote today, Alchemist. And it's Tiffany hi. So basically a little chibi Tiffany holding a sign that says hi. Yeah, that one. It was made by Just Great. And we are working on, well, hopefully, a Tipsy Tiffany one, holding a wine glass. And I know we don't have our wine glass out today, and we've got a Dr. Pepper, but yeah. But it may possibly be red wine, even though I don't drink red wine too much, but just for visual so you can see, and it's not just like kind of a white on white with the wine glass. Having some red wine in it, you can see a little bit better. That's what we've discussed. But I know Just Great's really, really busy, so no rush at all. Oh no, I missed one. Wait, put you back down. Activates lurk mode. Yeah, for me, for the tier 1 subs, I only have 3 slots though. So we'll probably be getting rid of the You Tried one. That was my very first one I made. And I have a basic one for tier 2. It's the Spooky Noodle one. If you were back in the day when we did our Spooky Noodles on, what was it, Sea of Thieves, and when we played Assassin's Creed Origins, and all the Spooky Noodles like to come out of the grass and like go, hi, and scare the shit out of me. So yeah. We did make an emote for that, but I hate having, like for me, the emotes, I want everybody to use them. And so I find it sad because I don't want to make like them all kind of hidden, because I have 2 slots available for the tier 2 one, and I think 1 for the tier 3, but I don't even have 1 for tier 3 because nobody's in it and there's no point. So yeah, we shall see. I cannot rip this one. There we go. You don't like wine a lot, unfortunately? Aw, that's okay. Everybody has their own drink. I don't like beer, so you can drink all the beer for me, I'll drink all the wine for you. As long as it's not sweet. I'm not a sweet wine person. I love my Sauvignon Blanc, specifically from New Zealand. There's some other ones that I like, but that one's basically anything from New Zealand is really good when it comes to Savion Blanc. It's like they have their crisp ones, but they also have their dry ones, but none of them are really sweet. Love beer deal? Excellent. I feel like I need to have Catbug come out and say, bring me my big ol' beer. From Bravest Warriors. All right. That one, and then we need one more. So the ones that we're cutting out right now, they'll end up being attached together, and then we'll end up sanding them at a 45-degree angle to put them together. So it'll kind of stick off from the leg just ever so slightly. I'm gonna cut off these little extra parts. I need another trash bag. Mine's filling up with scrapadoos. I can put you right here. Cheers, everyone. I'm thinking, because we're really close, if we haven't hit 1K already, and with it being my birthday on Wednesday, I think I'm going to do a sale on my website. Yeah. But I'll have to figure it out and see the percentage. Okay, that one is done. So we have 4 of those, and then we have this one we have to do 2 of, and that's all of our stuff that we have to cut out, with exception to the 2mm that we don't have right now. I love my window because I get to creep on everybody. There's been a lot of, they're like building a whole nother apartment building. Aw, thanks, Alan. They're building a whole apartment building like down the road, and there's tons of the trucks going back and forth from working. So they're like dump trucks, I guess, but they have like sand and stuff in them, or I don't know. I'm just guessing that. Hopefully not a bunch of dead bodies and they're just driving back and forth. But yeah. And there was a bulldozer that drove by earlier. But it's not a busy road too much. But we'll see once the school starts. Because there's I think it's either an elementary school or a middle school that's right next to me. And I'm hoping, with all the sports too, I hope all of these fields that are outside my window don't come to be really noisy, and I hope this is like a soccer field next to me, because if it's a baseball field, I'm gonna be scared of like, there's a ball coming and it's gonna hit the window and the glass and hopefully not. Is our piece, and this funny piece right here is actually the very back of the leg. And so this is basically, if this was like my foot, this would be like the ball of my foot, and then this is the back leg, and then like behind the knee would be right here. How can we fit it? That looks pretty good actually right there. Crimson! Thank you for using your Twitch Prime actually on stream this time! I always get notifications like way after, so thank you. Much love, and you'll be on the, let me write it down, you'll be on the scrolly thing next stream, as well as Mr. Mill. I hope your day has been going well. On 66. Also, as a side note, if you have Amazon Prime, you can hook up your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and you get what's called a free Twitch Prime sub to use to any of your favorite streamers. And it's free, and it also helps support the channel and helps them grow as well. So if you click, I think I have like a button probably right down here. If you scroll your mouse over the computer, you should have like a button there. If not, there should be a button somewhere up here that you click, and you can see if you're eligible for that. Yay! And the new emote's out too, Crimson. It's been interesting that so there's a skateboard park right across the road from me as well, and it's always interesting that the kids, when they go there, it's mostly packed during the hottest time of the day. And like yesterday it was absolutely packed. Oh my gosh. People parked on the road, filled the parking lot up. And there's just tons of little kids back and forth. But today it's pretty empty. I know it's a Monday, but last week it was like really filled, even when it wasn't 4th of July. Okay, that. We'll cut out our little heart. And we do have to cut 2 of these as well.
Like the sun gives into the moon, into the night. Time continues marching, it slowly
Pick up and see.
grows. With each new one starting,
I have not taken a picture of any of these. Let me do that real quick for the Tips videos. Okay. Boop. There you go.
each time of year carries memories. Like a never fading whisper in the breeze.
I'm ready for the next song.
We will keep on changing.
But this is a live YouTube channel. It's like a request channel or something. And I'm not a big fan of this song. He's a little whiny. There we go. Another heart! I give you my heart! Okay, so this will end up folding around like that. And let's see if we can fit the last one on this one, hopefully. Excellent. We might be able to reuse these. New rip! There we go. Okay, and this will be our last piece that we cut. Everything else is cut, besides the 2. We will definitely have a lot of stuff that we're gonna have to sand. And round the edges and a lot of gluing. So that'll be a lot of fun. Ugh. We will be doing sanding at the workbench on one of the streams. It'll be a very loud and noisy, like, stream though. The most effective way, or efficient way to technically work on cosplay to go really fast is do each step, get all of them done, and do it all at one time, if you can. At least that's how I've found. So like doing all your templates at once, doing all of your foam work, cutting them all out at once, all of the sanding. Because then you're doing it all at the same time, you're in that same mode, and you can kind of just keep doing a tedious task over again. Where if you go back and forth, you have to, a lot of times, reset up how you're working. So if I'm sanding, I have to set up my workbench and do everything there, and it's easier just to do it all at the same time instead of going back and forth, because then you have to make room here, or same with sewing, you kind of go here and there. I still will work a little bit here and there, but when it comes to foam work, I like to work this way. Here's my last of my heart for you. Oh. Alright. We have a tiny bit left. I think we can keep them as scraps. They're good. So, yeah. Hey this, Pokemon. So here's the pieces we just cut. We did all of these, which are for the boot covers for Atlantic All-Stars Mercy. We have these pieces, which will end up coming together like that. We have these pieces that go like this. This, thank you also for the follow. Much love. And then these pieces, we do have still this piece, and this piece to cut out. These are for the back of, or behind the knee, but we ran out of 2mm foam, so I'm gonna have to go get some later on. So we got all of those, and then of course we have all of the main leg coverings, and kind of hard to show you because they're just foam pieces. Ah! But we're getting there. Cosplay-wise for this one, we still have, of course, to do the whole breastplate, which is that thing behind me. We have also, we're gonna switch to this one, and I'll just scooty forward. We have